Hey friends, welcome. This pile of awesomeness is what I've been working on through 2021. For some people, I know this may look completely absurd. For me, this looks like success. I have mentioned this before in my channel. One of my goals is to have a more creative life. And with work and responsibilities, sometimes we forget about finding moments of creativity or moments that spark something in us, and I find those moments through writing, through journaling, through sketching. So this looks like a dream come true because it has been quite a journey for me. When I started journaling, I think in high school, it would take me about 2 years to finish something as small as a Moleskine, like something like this would take me a year or 2 years. So being able to express myself consistently in so many ways, this is a huge win for me, and I want to share with you what I have in here, really. So I'll try to make some sense of this because I have everything in here I've been using. So let's see. Okay, I think I will start with planning. As I have been doing for the past 3 years, my main planning has been taking place in a Hobonichi A6, and I did start the year in a Hobonichi A6. This has been my go-to planner. I've loved them for as long as I've used them, but during May, I kind of fell off my planner. I was not inspired anymore. It was not, I don't know, something wasn't clicking anymore. It wasn't working. I thought that my issue was that I was missing a weekly view to do time blocking, and then I used this Nanami Cafe A6 to start sketching out my week, and I was using both at the same time. I was using this one for daily planning and this one for my weekly planning, being able to see my week at a glance, how my schedule was looking, things like that. The thing was that the more I started using this, it started to make more sense I don't know, it just happened naturally, using the blank pages in here for my dailies. And little by little, I started using less and less my Hobonichi A6, and I thought maybe I just feel more comfortable for the time being with bullet journaling. Working from home, there was more flexibility in my schedule. I was juggling many different things, and yeah, I just felt way more comfortable doing traditional bullet journaling, blank notebook, dailies by hand, space for notes, everything like that, and having tip-ins here and there, and it just made me very happy. I think it inspired me, and I found that sense of creativity in my planning that I was missing. If you have seen some of my previous planning videos, I don't really do art in my planners, but I do look for some kind of creative expression in my planners. I don't know, I guess I just needed to switch things and try different things. So I went back to bullet journaling. This one, I used it for May and June. Then I wanted to try out a bigger size to see how I felt. So half of this notebook is still blank, so I'm going to cut it and turn this into a separate notebook and archive the first half. So there's that. And the second part of the Hobonichi avec, I've been using it kind of like you know, for short, like a notebook for short stories, ideas, ink samples, washi samples, lists. I've been using it as a regular notebook, really. So I put my planners on the side, went back to bullet journaling, went bigger. That's when I moved into this Leuchtturm A5. I was using it for sketching spreads for bullet journaling because they are inspiring, even though I was not using them at the time. But as soon as I moved in here, I was like, why not? Let's use some of the spreads that I liked. And it really clicked with me. I was so happy. I've been so happy going back to bullet journaling. Just having the freedom to write things down and use as many pages as I feel like I need. This one is completely full. This one went from July through August. I think it lasted only 2 months because a good portion of the notebook was used for something else. But yeah, loved it. Then my next bullet journal was this one, another Leuchtturm. This is the bullet journal edition that has thicker paper, I think 120 grams. The paper is lovely. I loved this bullet journal also. I think this is where I really found what works for me and what doesn't, what makes me happy, what I like. And also this one, I used almost the whole thing. I have about 30 pages in here that I can still use for notes. So this was my planning part. So the one I'm currently using is this Galen leather A6. I have it ready to go for January, but I started in November. And I'm very happy with this Galen leather. It has Tomoe River paper, which is my favorite kind of paper. I have several flip-throughs and videos of this one, and I'm super happy with this. I think this one, I'm in page 120, so, and we're not even halfway through December, so I think this one may last me all the way through February. In February, I may have to change journals, so we'll see. Love it. So those are my bullet journals and the planning side of this hot mess in here. Another thing that didn't work. So basically the theme here was that data planners didn't work. That was the case with my Hobonichi A6. And I just fell in love with this pocket Moleskine. This is a daily planner. This is a lovely cover, kind of like a canvas cover, and I don't know what kind of paint this is, but this is so beautiful. And I started experimenting with this, just doing some daily writing, but I don't know, it ended up feeling too hefty for a pocket journal or for a pocket planner. And then I started writing down my gym routines, what I'm doing, the kinds of exercise, things like that. What I'm going to do with this now is going to write out the dates and continue using this as a regular notebook, kind of in the same fashion as I have been using this one. This one, I have it in my night table for, you know, those random ideas that come to your mind of things you want to get done, and sometimes I even write them in the dark, so I really don't care in here how it looks or how it turns out. and I'm almost finished with this one. This is how much I have left. And once I'm done with this one, this is a semicolon notebook, I'm going to continue using this one as a notebook for random notes. So it didn't work as a planner, but it will keep working as a notebook. So those are those two. This one is Moleskine Expanded. I used it for my morning pages. I do have a little bit left in here. What is this? Like 80 pages. This felt like a finished chapter of my life. And I really felt the need to start a new one in a new notebook. So yeah, that's why I didn't completely finish this one. This is how much I have left. But I'm going to turn this into a kind of like a cahier, Moleskine cahier notebook. Because yeah, this is a very good amount of pages. So then I moved my morning pages into this Le Stallion notebook with thicker paper. It has 120 grams paper, and I love that it is thick enough for me to do gouache and watercolor and do some sketches. So it has been an interesting transition, and I'm very happy about this one. In this one I'm on page 44, so it's going nice. I don't know when I'll finish it because I haven't been as consistent as I wish I was with my morning pages, but it is still an essential part of my journaling process and creative process. So that's the planning, the things that didn't work. Now the things that really didn't work, because these are things that kind of changed the way I use them. The planners, I just kept using them as notebooks and things like that. The one that really didn't work for me, because maybe it was overkill, it was too much, I wanted to try for the longest time the Midori daily diary, the Midori diary. It has like 360, something like that, pages for daily journaling. This is a lovely notebook. I have a review. It is beautiful. I used it for memory keeping, journaling, writing, creative writing, notes. I was very consistent until May, and then I felt, I don't know, something didn't work with me anymore. So again, this is another one of the notebooks that I'm going to cut and turn into two separate notebooks, because I have always used for notebooks. I take a lot of notes for everything, and I like to sketch, to write, to always have paper at hand to be creative. So yeah, that was that one. This year I decided to try the EU Undated Planner from Baumkuchen. Again, a lovely planner, fantastic paper, it's Tomoe River paper. I was using it for everything related to my kid, but when I went back to bullet journaling, I found that it made way more sense for me to have that in my bullet journal. Yeah, it didn't work as a separate planner. So I removed the pages I used for notes related to my kid, and I left this blank to be used in the future because it's an undated planner, so I can use it whenever I want and whenever I feel the need to have something like this. So yeah, this is that. What else? This one, I used it as my social media planner. I have been very consistent. I still use it. I sketch out different ways to use it for my videos. I write down video ideas, and this one is pretty full. Yeah, I'm still finishing it. So I will still have something for my social media planning. This one, I have a video about how I started using it as my 1% planner. Basically, I write down everything I do for my personal health, for, you know, creative moments, every small achievement towards my goals. For example, what I read, what page I'm at, and a summary of the things I read. So this was basically an everything journal. Reading notes, health, sleep tracking, what I ate, how I've been feeling. Everything I felt like I needed to track in some way is in here. But again, I mean, all these planners, they started like a good idea, but the moment I went back to bullet journaling, my bullet journal started absorbing more and more of the things I had on the side. I think that's what really worked for me. See, having everything in the same place, I don't know, it just felt good. I liked it. So all of these planners, I love them. I swear by them. They're great planners on their own. And because of this channel, I always like to try out different planners and review them, see how they work, how the paper handles daily use and the spine and everything. This is my hobby. But in terms of using them as part of my planning process, my bullet journal started absorbing much of the things I had floating around. Okay, next, my traveler's notebook. These two are my traveler's notebooks. These are my creative spaces when it comes to writing. Here I have my 5-year journal where I track my everyday. I have to catch up with the current insert, and then I have this insert that I made myself, and I've been having a lot of fun with this one. And yeah, this is one of my journals. This is another one where I really like to write, and it's a little over halfway full. And this one, I only have like 5 pages left in this one. These will definitely stay. These two are my absolute favorite. This is my creative writing space, and I'm not switching or trading this for anything. Next, my Rotterfaden. This is another one of my favorites. So basically my 3 travelers notebooks, those the 2 from the Travelers Company and this one, this Rotterfaden, they're just a treat to work with. This is my reading journal. This is where I take notes on what I'm currently reading. I have 3 books in here because I'm reading 3 books at a time. Actually more than 3, but these are the ones that are more complex. I don't take notes on every single book I read, only the ones that I know I will want to reference later on. So there's that one. This is the second one and the third one, and they all have notes on what I'm reading. Love this, and again, I'm not switching this for anything. Next, this is a 5-year journal from Hobonichi. This one is for my son. I still have 2 more years left in here. This is where I track everything related to my kid. This is so precious to me, and I love journaling to him. I may not be super consistent with this. I try to be to write in here as often as I can, but already in my 3rd year here, this is a treasure, and I love that I started this little project for my kid. Next, my commonplace books. I started this one in August, I think. Let me see. Oh, May, okay. If you're familiar with the concept of a commonplace book, So this is a place where I write quotes that I find inspiring, lectures, video ideas, everything that comes to my mind that is not necessarily because this kind of journaling here is more essay-like, if that makes sense. I try to be more structured and really develop an idea. This one is a catch-all place, and it's not a stream of consciousness and brain dump like my morning pages. So this is a catch-all place for everything that inspires me, book recommendations, videos that I find inspiring on YouTube and I want to take notes. All of that is in here. This one went from May through August. I did finish it. And this one I started in September, and I have around 50 pages left, so that's a good amount to finish the year and even for maybe January. So these are my commonplace books, and I will definitely continue with this practice of a commonplace book. I'm loving it. But yeah, what else? Oh, well, these are honorable mentions. Because I like to write and I like to journal and I like to sketch, most people in my family give me journals, notebooks, and sketchbooks for special occasions. These two are gifts, and because I like to take courses all the time, like from Masterclass, Skillshare, Domestika, so these are basically my class notebooks. This is where I take notes on the courses I am currently taking. I don't consider these as part of my lineup because I've been working in them for a while and I come back and out, yeah. So you may think of these as school notebooks or class notebooks. This one is my reading color, everything I have been reading in this year. This goes in here. I have a very detailed video about my reading journal if you're curious. Okay, now my sketchbooks. This is the pocket sketch. I have tons of sketchbooks, but for some reason I didn't find many of them because I worked at the same time in all of them, and I picked I just pick them randomly, however I feel like, depending on which one I feel like working with. So this is my pocket sketchbook. Nothing fancy, because this is whenever I'm like waiting in a restaurant or I go to a park with my kid, I just start doing random sketches. This is the pocket one. This is a Moleskine, I think this is a B5. Again, more sketches, nothing fancy. And this Nuna has become my favorite. It's not only a sketchbook. I think I would call this an omni journal, like a catch-all place, kind of the equivalent of a commonplace book, but for drawing and sketching and designing. So I draw, I sketch, I paste cutouts from magazines that I find inspiring, sketches, ideas that come to my mind, just playing around with color and texture and watercolor and drawing things that inspire me. So basically this is everything that inspires me. This is also in the front a vision journal, places I would like to visit, how I would like my son's bedroom to look like. So this is a vision journal, inspiration journal, idea journals, kind of ideas of future journal, like bullet journal spreads. Yeah, this is also a catch-all kind of notebook, and I love this Nuna. The paper is fantastic. It takes everything, and I'm very happy whenever I work in this notebook. This one stays on my desk, and whenever I'm watching videos or a movie, I'm just sketching or adding things that I find inspiring. Oh, here's another one. Finally, last but not least, this is an Archer and Olive with craft paper. Craft paper works so well with color pencil because it really pops out. And my sketchbooks, I work very slowly through them. The rotation of my sketchbooks takes me years to finish them because, like I mentioned, I work with several at the same time. And yeah, this is what I have in here. And so basically, my sketchbooks are journals are going to stay the same for 2022. My morning pages, I'm going to finish this Lestallion notebook, and my commonplace journal is something I'm going to keep using in 2021. I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to move into a new one. And yeah, that's what I have been working on. I'm very excited. I'm very proud of my progress, because seeing all of these, I can see that even through very busy, hectic days, weeks, months, I have been able to find moments to live a creative life. And this makes me very happy. It is a proof that I have owned my year and my days, and my weeks, my months. And this is a testament that I can always find moments of creativity it makes me happy to find happiness. And the practice of journaling has been a practice of finding gratitude every single day. It has been a practice of mindfulness. And yeah, all of this spells progress, and personal progress in the most personal sense possible. So I hope you found this inspiring. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to get back to you. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye bye.